Thank you, Brendan. Well, first of all, let me say right off the hand, everybody, we're here as Americans.
Amen.
It's not a black thing, it's not a white thing, it's not a brown thing. This is an American thing. And I'm proud to say to you all that that's why, because I love this country, and I believe that people have sought to divide us and set us at odds with one another, I've declared openly and proudly, I refuse to call myself an African American. I am an American. Our ancestors may have come on different boats, different ships, but we're all in the same boat now. And my friends, we have come here because Virginia is the state that gave us George Washington and Thomas Jefferson and James Madison and Patrick Henry and James Monroe and George Mason. They set the standard that later became what we know as the Constitution of the United States. I honor that document because in August of 1970, I stood in a Marine Corps office and took an oath to the Constitution of the United States. Hoorah! I raised my right hand and said I would protect and defend it against all enemies, foreign and domestic, and bear true faith and allegiance to the same. All you veterans out here know exactly what I'm talking about.
That's
God
right.
bless you and thank you for your service. Raise your hand if you're a veteran. All right, all right. God bless you, veterans. Now you understand better than most that oath never had an expiration date.
That's right.
I am more concerned about the future of that Constitution today than I was when I took that oath. And we are here to say to these knuckleheads in Richmond, you are not going to take that Constitution away from us, and you are not going to take our rights away from us. I almost can't believe that the state that produced the great patriots I've just named has now given us the likes of Ralph Northam, Mark Herring, and Justin Fairfax. You know, I don't know how we got them. I just know this, that on the next opportunity to vote them out, we better sweep them out of office like a tsunami so that we can restore our rights in this Commonwealth. And the same thing is true now for the legislature that's taken over that will rubber stamp pretty much anything this governor wants to do. Now, first of all, none of these folks really ought to be there, and in part they're there because of us. Look, folks, I've run for office, I've done gun shows, I've knocked on doors, I've visited churches, and I have to tell you tonight, I'm a little angry. And I'm angry about the fact that I can go to a gun show and find a compatriot there who is packed and locked and loaded and say to him, don't forget to vote. And have him say to me, I don't vote. And I say to him, wait a minute, you don't vote? Don't you realize that your failure to vote puts at risk the very Second Amendment right that you are now exercising? Now you got to tell every friend you know who believes in the Second Amendment, every friend you know who stands up for it, that it's time out for that mess. We can't do that anymore. We have got to stand up for our Second Amendment rights because Ralph Northam actually said that if they pass the laws they want to pass, they want to send law enforcement to your house to collect your weapons. And I'll tell you something. We got some law enforcement here. I love these guys. I love these guys and women. Let's get them on. They put their lives on the line every single day to protect all of us. And I want you guys, I want you law enforcement guys to know we are not going to allow a bunch of politicians to turn you all into people trying to hunt down law-abiding citizens. We're going to let you all go after those criminals that all of But we're not going to let the governor or the legislature turn us law-abiding citizens into felons and make the police start hunting us. We're not going to have it. Now, first of all, these folks up there are stupid. I don't know how they got there. They apparently cannot read, because the first three words of the Constitution are, we the people. Not we the politicians, not we the elites, not we the prognosticators and the pundits, but we the people. And they do not understand. We don't work for them, they work for us. And the second thing that makes me know they're stupid is this. They obviously cannot read what the Second Amendment says. Let's forget about what comes before the last clause. Let's forget about all the historical context they want to give it about what guns were available then. The Founding Fathers were very clear. The right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Now, what about that do they not understand?
Liberal logic, don't see it.
We're not going to allow them to subvert that important Second Amendment, because our Founding Fathers were very, very reticent about a standing army, and they understood what it was like to live under a totalitarian king, and they wanted to make sure that the people were always in a position to defend themselves. I don't know how you get elected governor or attorney general or lieutenant governor and you don't know the basics of the Constitution. That's why we need to fire them and send them back to school so they can learn about the Constitution that they're so supposed to be serving under. And the last thing I'll say is this. The other thing that to me makes them very, very stupid is they don't understand us. They don't understand we the people. Because you see, we have this unique country called the United States of America that is unlike any place else on the face of the earth. And I've heard these leftists talk against our country, and I heard Governor Cuomo in New York, where you can't really own, you can't really have a firearm, you can't really get a permit, say that America was never that great. And I've heard them denigrate our country and talk about how terrible our country is. I just wish that they would decide to leave so that those of us who love America can build this country and make America great again. But the other thing that I understand is this. Our Founding Fathers were not only brilliant, they were inspired. Because they founded this nation on a principle that no other nation ever has been founded on, and none has been founded on since. There's only one nation like this in the earth. And it was founded on this principle. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal and endowed by our Creator, not by the government, not by a king, not by a president, not by a potentate, but are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. I'm here to say that God gave us these rights. God gave us the right of free speech. God gave us the right of freedom of religion. God gave us the right to bear arms and defend our families, defend ourselves, defend our lives. And no government on earth is going to take away the rights that God Almighty gave us. So, my brothers and sisters, I still say, my country, 'tis of thee. Sweet land of liberty, of thee I say. Land where my fathers died, land of the pilgrim's pride from every mountainside. Let freedom ring. And my prayer tonight that we might recover this commonwealth and bring it back to its constitutional foundations is our fathers, God, to thee. Author of liberty, to thee we sing. Long may our land be bright with freedom's holy light. Protect us by thy might, great God, our King. I want to tell you all, don't you dare give up. I don't care how bad it looks. I've read the back of the book. we win. And I'll tell you something, if we have to be the last one standing up for that Constitution, if we have to be the last one standing up for that flag, if we have to be the last one standing up for this great Judeo-Christian nation, let's do it until we breathe our last breath. But we will never give up, we will never give in, we will never back down, and we're going to win.
Give it up for the Bishop, E.W. Jackson. I appreciate it. The Bishop really came out here. I appreciate it.